Okay, on this, welcome to today's tutorial. On this tutorial, I'm going to talk you through doing electrical floor coverings and a roof plan. So once you open up the CAD file, you'll notice here underneath the view map, you can see the different plans pages you can click on. And if you click on the electrical plan, and if you zoom out, you'll see a legend. With this legend, if you click on it, it's all grouped together. Down the bottom here, you've got suspend groups. If you suspend that group, then you can click on objects at it, individually. If you can see, I will send through a electrical markup and sketch for all of the BA plans. I'll send markups for each page. And the way you can bring that in is you can go up here to File, click External Content, place External Drawing, and find where you've saved it. And then you click on it and you can bring in whichever page is relevant for you. So I know that page 4 is for the electrical, and then you click and you can click on the page, press Control E, draw a straight line, rotate it, click again, and then you can Control D, drag it over to the side as a reference while you're on the electrical plan. And then you can refer over to what I've drawn up here on the sketch. And you can see I've put 4 downlights in the meeting room, 2 in the offices, 2 down the hallway, and 2 in the waiting room. So you just zoom into the object. If you click on it, you can see it's all individual elements there. You want to actually click the mouse and hover over all of those elements, press Control G, and now you've grouped it and press Escape. Now, if you click the Suspend Groups button again, now it's all grouped together. So it's easier to move this around now. So if you press Control D, or you can right click it, move, drag, but it's easier if you just click on it, press Control, and then D for drag, and then zoom out, and then you can basically put 4 in here, and you just want to pretty much make it maybe a meter off each external wall. And then you can press Control Shift D to drag a copy straight down in a straight line, and then press Control D and make it a meter off that wall as well. Click on that one and press Control Shift D. So if you've clicked on one, if you press Shift, you can hover over a second one and click it, and then you've got both highlighted, and then press Control Shift D to drag both down to hit that wall, and then Control D, bring it off a meter. And that's your lighting for the conference room. To change that to meeting room, you just click on that, make sure it's capitals, change it to meeting room, change this to waiting room. Now with that lighting, you can just Control Shift D one of those lights, and you want to put 2 in here, so make them about a meter off, and we'll center it in here in the room. And then we'll drag a copy over to that wall and make that a meter off that wall. And now you've got 2 lights in there. And because they're a little bit close, I'll probably take a 250 mil left and right just to spread them out a bit. And then hold Shift and highlight both. Control Shift D, bring it to that wall, and then take it 750 off, and that'll be the same as in that room. And then grab one of these, bring it to that wall, then you want to center it in between both rooms, so which would be 150, so 1150, 1175. And if you've got to calculate something, if you have the calculator down the bottom here on your computer, you can actually pin it to there, so it's always ready to go. And then you can press M, and that'll help you, that'll give you a measuring tool, and you can see the room is 2350. So you'd go to here and put 2350 divided by 2, and that'll be 1175. That'll be your center point of the room. And as you can see, I've already calculated that to be there. And then I'll drag that to one edge. I'd bring it in a meter, and then I'll drag a copy over to this edge. And as you're dragging, if you zoom in, you can see there's a little tick there, and you want to sort of click and make sure it's on the actual wall to be accurate. Bring it off the meter, and that's your lighting for that room. Done. And then we will put 2 lights in the hallway. So you click it in the corner in a known position, bring it over and press R. 500 would be centered in there. And then we'll take that a meter off that side. And if we bring it down to there, so you hold shift and it does a straight line. And then you can move your mouse down to that wall and you can see a tick. And that means it's all accurate. And then you bring it in 1 meter as well. Because they are separated quite a bit, I press M to measure, and that's 4180 apart. So I'll probably bring them an extra meter closer to each other. So a meter that way and a meter the other way. And now they are 2180 apart when you click M. So that's, maybe I'll take a 250 left and right. And that looks all right to me. And then I would click on this tool here, the spline tool, and click on the blue. And then I'd click up here and layer, put it on electrical. And then I'll click on this option with a arrow point at the end. And then I'm going to click, and click on the wall. Then I'm going to click on that line and go up to the options here for the arrowhead. You can change it. I like this option here. And that's going to denote pointing to where the switch is going to be. I want that arrow to be a bit bigger. They should always be around 2, just to be a bit more noticeable. And if you press Alt and click on that, you can do it for each of the lights. And I'll probably click on this one. The one that's closest to where the switch is going to be is the one that you want to draw this arrow from. And, you know, you could probably Control-Shift-D, drag a copy straight over like that. And press Alt, click on that one. And you're going to put the light there as you're walking in. It's easy to turn it on there. And this one, I would click, draw a straight line, click once, and draw another one and curve it around like that. These two, I'm going to hold shift and click on both of them. And I'm going to actually click on this option to remove the arrows. And I can click on that and then click on the edge of it. And it gives me an option to extend it. So I'm going to extend it down there. And I'm going to click there where basically I'm going to put another arrow down here. I'll press Alt on this one because it's got an arrow on it already. And I'll put another switch at the end of the hallway there. Just for some reason, if someone's up here and wants to turn it off, some reason, we can put a second switch there unless the client doesn't want it. And for the remainder, I'll click on the polyline. And then I'll click on this option here, which draws a square. And I'll click there in the center of that downlight, click in the center of that one, and it does a square like that. And then I will click on this option here, which just does a straight line. I can hold shift, draw a straight line, and then I'll click on that line. And I'm going to click this option to remove the arrow altogether because I only want the arrow to point to the switch. It doesn't need to be on any other lines. That's pretty much the lighting done, except I want to put a wall lamp here. So I'm going to zoom into here. Notice it's all highlighted together again. So press Escape, press Suspend Groups, highlight that, press Control G. Now drag that over. So Control D for drag. And I want to drag it over to here. And I want to click on that wall and take it off. Yeah, you can just keep it there like that. Then I'm going to press Alt to pick up that option. And I'm going to click and draw the line around to go there. I'm going to click on that line and remove that arrow because I only need one arrow there. And because that's showing behind the stairs, I'm going to click on that and press right click, display, bring to front. That's going to bring it in front of the stairs. Now that wall lamp and these other downlights, the switch is there. the switches here for the office and here and here. And there's a two-way switch for the hallway light. And that's the lighting done. And as you can see, I've also added in the GPO PowerPoints. So if you zoom in here, there's a double PowerPoint there, Control G, and then Control D to drag it over. Click, press Control E, click, draw a straight line, click, click, Control D, and I'm going to put it there in the center, and I'm going to press Control Shift D to drag a copy. And I also want to put a TV point in the waiting room. And if I then come back over here, I want to grab a TV point, which is this one, highlight it all, press Control G to group it, and Control D to move it. Click, press Control E, click, click to rotate it, drag it over to there. Now with that TV symbol, I like to always make it readable for the page. So that's always going to be, this is going to be on the page like that. If you click over here, you can see the page setup. That's how it's going to read. So that TV, I want it to sort of be easy to read. So I always rotate that to wherever relevant. Okay, so we've got the two, need to put another TV point. So I'm going to press this here again. So press Control Shift D, so it drags it all over. And there's going to be a TV point there for the meeting room as well. And I'm going to press Control L, and that brings up the layers. Now this is the electrical plan over here. And I want to scroll down to the furniture layout, click that dot and press Update and press OK. Now that shows the table of furniture. Now this lighting you can see is behind the table. So I'm going to press right click, display order, bring to front. So it's in front. And I'm going to highlight all of these lines here. What you can do is click on this marquee, click, click. Now press this polyline tool, press Control A. Actually, that's not going to be easy to do. It's going to pick up the light. So I'm just going to hold Shift and click on all of these lighting lines because I've got the wrong line there actually. And now that they're all highlighted, I go up here to the line type and I want to make this the smaller dots like that. It's just a bit more defined. And then I'm going to click on that and bring it down a little bit because I don't like it going up too far there. And now with the PowerPoints, click on these ones, on this one. I want to put another one over here. Press Control M to mirror and then click and draw a straight line. Click and it's mirrored it, and then press Control D and drag it over to the wall. Control D, hold Shift and drag it up and down, and then bring your mouse over to click on there to make sure it's exactly in line with that. And then press Control Shift M and click and draw a straight line, and that's dragging a copy of, and Control D to make sure you put it right on the edge of the wall there. So that's another PowerPoint we're going to put there. I'm going to drag one up there. As I've drawn here, I've got two there and one over there. So I'm going to drag Control Shift D, another copy over to there because the table, which I'm going to go to the floor plan, click on that table and furniture, highlight it all. That's not on furniture layout, it should be. So that should click on the layout and put it on furniture layout. Same with the chairs. So if you hold Shift and press the tab, you'll be able to get that chair. And you keep the Shift button in, and then you put them on the furniture layout, press F, it'll go down to the furniture layout. Now, when you go back to electrical plan, the chairs are going to show up too. And I like to show that on the electrical layout so you can see where the furniture is in relation to where the downlights are. So that's all the furniture on there now. The PowerPoints are in. And if you click on both of those and Control Shift D, you're going to drag a copy over to there. Now I also want to drag a copy of the PowerPoint over here and drag it down to there and bring it to the front. And that's not showing, so I'm going to click on that furniture and right click, display, send backwards. And once it goes backwards, you can see that PowerPoint, and Control Shift D, drag a copy over to here. Hold Shift, click on that furniture and send backwards. and you can see that PowerPoint as well. So that's all the PowerPoints now. I think I've got one in the hallway as well. Yes, I do. I'm gonna click on that, drag it over, Control E, click, Control D, put on the wall, and about halfway down that hallway will be good, just in case you want to bring a vacuum cleaner in through that. And that's everything we need for the electrical plan. Now,